This is Fuzzy Wingman, and today's a battle of another randomly determined set of matchup. I still haven't gotten any more Adeptus Mechanicus, but hey, I kind of like the way they look, and I can still do these random matches for now. I'll eventually get some better models for them. But we'll jump right on in. I'm doing the data wipe from the Adeptus Mechanicus match play mission from the annual Kill Team book. Adeptus Mechanicus has the greatest strategic advantage, so that means they get to choose which deployment zone. Yeah, I think the Adeptus Mechanicus will choose this deployment zone. So Tao's over there. Tao gets to deploy their first model. Okay. I only get 5 inches from the center line. So this is as close as I can get kind of to center, so I kind of know where things are. You know what? Well, okay. Quickly gotta check some things. Tau. Alright, only one of the gunners is a specialist, and they're demolitions. Get his foot behind some things. That guy will be somewhat blocked, I think. Yeah, probably not. Most of his model will be shown, so might as well just go for it. Yeah, we'll actually have a few rail rifles over here. There'll be more over here. Get some blockage. I think that. Yeah, that'll still actually put him in good range for short range for that. So, yeah. Well, we might as well put someone on this objective. You have to hold the objective for 2 turns to be able to destroy it. Got a stealth suit over there. Might as well get another model on there. Get 2 stealth suits over here, I think. So, I just started grabbing a gun drone, but it's not who's gonna go over there. There. Gun drone. Now, let's see here. Get that there. So we'll get another gun drone. Well, we'll put someone over here. On the final drone. I should actually make sure that they're not too far forward. Yeah, they're not too far forward. Now the rest of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Alright, we'll get someone here. The other two here. Alright, I can start removing some of these. Round one. Some nice, quick deployment. Alright, so Tau does not have the greatest strategic advantage. I'm marking this side as, well, I could just kind of go like this for Mechanicus. Let's do that. They are the Forge world that gives them roll 2 dice on canticles. So 6 and 4. Just double check to make sure there's no other bonus and it's just the canticles. Okay, yep, that's just that. Since I know like Tau is the sept, that makes them reroll hit rolls of 1, but they also get 1 added to their leadership. Alright, 6 and 4. What are those? Cool, 6 is reroll 1s in the shooting phase. And 4 is, if they're obscured, they get an extra -1 modifier. Damn. Okay. This part's an inch, but that is kind of just a... Okay, so that's like 5 right there. It's like an inch up, but then he would have to move an inch over, so he's about there. He's about here. This one's here. Ready. I'm going to actually see how these two are for line of sights. On the other side. These two are definitely readying up. So these two are actually obscured to all 3 of those. These sandbags are just enough to block their toes and things. This guy is not obscured to him, but these two, he is obscured. Kind of forgot when I was doing Recon drone that its benefit can only be applied to someone within 6 inches, so it's when it does its movement, it's gonna have to be careful. Comms will take the risk of kind of being seen. Okay, he's not really going to do that. There, you can at least go kind of into there. Alright. Now... he's gonna ready up at least. Do the Pathfinders want to move around? Pathfinders might be able to get... So they're realizing they should hold an objective at least for a while. Yeah, they're going to put as many bodies as they can on it. Because they realize there is going to be some pew-pews to take them off. Right. Just gun drones is 8-inch movement, right? Yes, all the drones are 8. Just trying to get that shot of okay, you got it. Yeah, it's just shadows and stuff. Here he goes to make some people more obscured, to help protect them, and also provide bonuses to the Pathfinders. Well, stealth suits can advance and shoot just fine as well. I'm wondering if they want to... Well, they also have fly ability, now that I think about it. He's going to advance. Ooh, he can go 12 inches. He just wants to be right here. Get some clean shots. He's going to advance as well. He can now go right here. Yep, he's greater than 1 inch. Alright, shooting time. Starting with Adeptus Mechanicus. And now the omnispec happens at the very beginning, so omnispec is going to be applied to him. He's actually going to... It's great. He's going to shoot the guy who is readied up. Tau is not going to bother to spend their 2 points to try to do to shoot first kind of thing, because they realize Adeptus Mechanicus could just spend 2 points to do the same, and could potentially win the roll-off, in which case, you know, he would still be shooting first. And they still have these 2 guys to try to eliminate him. So he's going to fire first. It's been a long time since I fired this guy, so let me... Yeah. Oh, right. And omnispec is because he's comms. He's also going to add 1 to the guy's shot roll. This guy is out in the open. So it is going to be 2s to hit. He is... Guy's out in the open. I guess the omnispec really didn't matter. And this drone didn't get far enough forward to block this guy from being shot. So he's shooting. 1 shot, 2 to hit. Reroll 1s because of the cancel. Reroll 1s. Whew, it's a good thing he got the +1 from comms, because that 2 actually hits. So strength 7. So 2 to wound. Since those are the guns that will really screw them over, they're spending a command point to re-roll that, and that's their tactical reroll for this phase. It's just, come on. There we go. A Pathfinder, I think, has only 5 up armor. Yep, so the AP -2 goes through. D3 damage. Fine, 1 damage. It's still an injury roll, though. And it's still dead. And because Tau no longer has a raid model, these guys can go. We'll have this guy shoot at that Pathfinder. Actually, I'll double check, because there might be some line of sight blockage. Never mind. There is no line of sight blockage. Those two are out in the open for both Rangers. Alright. So they have galvanic rifles. They should be, yeah, they're well within the double tap. So this guy's going to fire 2 shots at him. 2 shots, 3s to hit, reroll 1s. Both hit anyway. Strength 4 versus toughness 3, so 3s to wound. And 6s do extra things, but no 6s. So just 2 wounds at AP 0. But still, it's a 5-up save for that guy. He failed both. You can only spend the stratagem for 1 save, so there's nothing they can do except to let him take it. And a flesh wound. They're not exactly happy about that, but they can accept that result. This guy, 2 shots at the other Pathfinder. 3s to hit, reroll 1s. Both hit. 3s to wound. Oh, nothing. Now we're done with ready models. Now we go to non-ready models. Still starting with Mechanicus. Now I need to kind of decide something. Like what weapon to shoot next. Oh, that's interesting. Because these both have like an interesting weapon that I could potentially use. But he only has the problem of obscured. But that doesn't counter the fact that these things are stealth suits. You know what? We're going to fire the arc rifle 2 shots into that guy. 4 is to hit because -1 because it's a stealth suit. But reroll 1s because of the cantle. And nothing. This gun drone is going to shoot into this guy because might as well try. Gun drones are 5s to hit, aren't they? Yep, 5s to hit. 2 shots. 2 shots. Well, that's perfectly on its edge. Wow, 2 hits. Strength 5, so 3s to wound. Nothing. Screw it, we'll fire the phosphorus pistol into this guy. Pistol's 1 shot. It's going to be 4 to hit. It hits. It's strength 5 versus toughness 4, so it's actually 3 to wound. And it's a wound on this guy. AP -1. So it's a 4-up save. I know he has more wounds, but they haven't spent their tactical reroll for this phase, so they're going to spend it because they're like, hey, might as well make this guy have... Okay. He's lost a wound. Right? They have 2 wounds? Yep. So, he lost a wound. And now the Tau can shoot again. You know what? Since he's just got shot, he's just going to fire his burst cannon now. He does have 4 shots. He's actually going to put 2 on there, 2 on there. So 2 on this guy. 3s to hit because even though he advanced, he has target locked. And this guy's a heavy, so even if he advanced, he ignores the penalties to advancing and shooting. So these 2 guys could just advance and shoot. So 2 shots from this guy on there. 3s to hit. Both hit. 3s to wound. Wow, only 1 wound. 4-up save for the Skitari. Saved. 2 shots on that guy. 3s to hit. Both hit. 3s to wound. 1 wound. One 4-up save on him. Saved. And this guy's going to put 2 shots on him because he already lost a wound. Maybe he could do something. So 4s to hit. Reroll 1s. Okay, 2 hits. Strength 4 versus toughness 4, so 4s to wound. So 2 wounds. AP 0 though, so 2 3-up saves for him. And this time he made them both. Interesting. These guys can't even see this guy. So that means he can't... There's no way I could draw even from this top of this guy's head to this head. So there's no way these guys could shoot each other. But these two might be able to shoot at each other. And I'm wondering if the drone wants to do that. Because this guy could shoot and potentially eliminate that guy. Well, they could just check his range and go, he's probably not going to do that shot, so they don't actually have to worry about that. So we'll just do the drone giving this guy no penalty to obscured, and he'll shoot at this guy. And they're well within the double, yeah. So this Pathfinder is shooting at that guy. 2 shots. Blub, 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 blub. Pathfinders. It's going to be 4s to hit, isn't it? Yep, 4s to hit. The Recon drone just prevents any obscured problems, right? Yeah, it just removes basically obscurity. So he's going to shoot into this guy. 2 shots, 4s to hit. Reroll 1s because of their set. They both hit. It's a rail gun, so it's strength 6. This guy's toughness 3, so it's 2s to wound. Both wound. AP -4, so clearly that goes through. Damage D3. I didn't check to see. I can't remember if there was a 6 on any of those 2-shot rolls to wound because that would be a mortal wound. Alright, damage 1, so he takes 1 wound. And now we roll to see if it's a flesh wound or not. It's a flesh wound. They've already spent their reroll. So he just takes a flesh wound. Fired. We're just going to have this guy shoot into the drone. 2 shots, 3s to hit because it's out in the open. Both hit. Drones are toughness 4, right? Yep. So it's 4s to wound. No wounds. We're actually just going to have this gun drone shoot now. And it's going to shoot into this guy because he's out in the open for him. 2 shots, 5s to hit. Nothing. This guy is going to shoot. Well, his target really matters since if you choose this guy, it's probably obscured. Oh, it's a good thing the Recon drone gave that guy abilities because for both these two, everyone's obscured. These sandbags really block. It's just the sandbags are so close, these guys can see pretty well. So this guy is going to just shoot him because, hey, why not? 2 shots. He's injured and it's obscured, so it's 6s to hit. But hey, he gets to reroll 1s. But still misses. So, plasma. Even though it's got these drones, he's actually going to shoot at this drone. 2 shots. He is overcharging. So it's 4s to hit because of obscured, but reroll 1s because of cantles. Reroll 1s. Oh, 2 hits. That's 2s to wound because he overcharged. Correct. Yes, it's normal plasma. It's strength 8 when he does that, so 2's to wound. Both wound. Pretty sure it's going to go through its armor save. Let me double check. Yep, it only had a 4 up. I mean, yeah, 4 up save, so -3 is 7. Can't do that. Technically, that would have been 4 wounds that go through, so clearly lost everything. And since it's damage 2 for each of those shots, we go to the injury roll, and it's dead. And that's just a smarter option because that eliminates their ability to get bonuses. Alright. This guy hasn't shot yet. He's going to put 2 on this guy, 2 on this guy. So 2 shots on him. 3's to hit. Reroll 1s. So 1 hit. 3 to wound. Wounds. He has 4 up armor. Failed it. They've already spent their tactical reroll. So injury roll. Flesh wound. Two shots on this guy. 3's to hit. 1 hit. 3 to wound. Wounds. 4 up save. Saved. So I'm not going to mark his shooting because all I have left is this guy. So he's just going to shoot into the drone and then we'll be able to say it's done. So 2 shots. 4's to hit. Reroll 1s because of the cantles. 2 hits. Actually, it was 3's to hit because it was out in the open. But still. 2 hits. 4's to wound. No wounds. Oh, right. If they were obscured, they took extra -1s. Forgot about that. So technically, this guy couldn't even shoot at anyone over here. I don't think it it didn't impact him being shot because it was, oh shit, this guy hasn't fired. Alright, he should fire. But I was going to say, it doesn't impact him taking a flesh wound because it was clean line of sight. But a lot of these other shots couldn't even been made. But this guy's shooting into that guy because he's already got a wound lost. So 3's to hit because the guy's out in the open. Reroll 1s because of the cantles. 2 hits. 4's to wound. 6 is a wound, and it's resolved at AP -1. So 4 up save for him. Just barely made it. Alright, so far everyone's holding their own objective, so that's important for now. And now we go into morale phase. Now, how many did Tau have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really? Yeah, 2 of those. 3 of those, so that's 5, and then 3 drones. So yeah, 8. So they need 5 injured or taken out of action because it's more than half. Not exactly half. They're currently at 3. This guy, their leadership, I think, is good enough. Yeah, because they get to add 1 because of their sect. So he won't fail his morale check. This guy can't fail his morale check. He can't fail his morale check. So morale is taken care of. So we're done with morale. Now, I should just double check the rules for... I know I can't do it now of destroying data, but I want to make sure it's not like a command point. Okay, and so they can just choose to do it at the end, so that means if I'm holding a lot of objectives at the end of a turn for 2 consecutive rounds, then we're good. Yep, you have to hold your objective for 2 consecutive rounds. Alright, we're going to go on to round 2. Who has the initiative? 7, 8. So this time Tau has the initiative. Part of the cantles. Just 3 this time. which I don't think has a huge impact to anything. Reroll hit rolls of 1 in the fight phase. It's a good time to charge. Alright, Tao, what the hell are you going to do? Make it so that way they might have to join them in melee to be able to make sure they can't clear that objective. They're actually going to keep those two there because they're worried about them dying. Even though I now know these guys are obscured to their shots. Using his fly, he's just going to be like, boop, I'm on the objective. And this guy's also going to be here just to make it really hard for them to deny their ability to get on the make it hard for these two objectives to be destroyed. Alright, Adeptus time. Ready up. Ready up. Whoops, don't push everything around. Ready up. Ready up. We're actually going to have the leader declare charge first on both models. Just because if I declare him and I put him, he takes up the space where the leader would go, then the leader can only really charge one. So leader will do it, even though he's going to take a lot of Overwatch. So this guy's firing his Overwatch first. Reroll 1s because it's a special shooting attack. Either way, 4 misses. This guy firing his Overwatch. Reroll 1s. Wow, even with those 8 shots, none of them hit. Now, boop. Yeah, I think he's good enough to take his wound with him. Now, this guy's declaring a charge on this guy because, might as well join in to get more people on the objective. So, it's there. And this guy's actually going to declare charge on this guy as well. Actually, he's going to declare it on both because if he's touching there, technically I think he's within 1 inch of both, so he's declaring it on both. Charge distance, 6. Okay, I'm just going to have to pivot to get models to actually touch each other. Fortunately, it's not like trying to pivot this guy, since that's way more important for measurement. So that's a cluster of punching. Yeah, these guys are also going to do some declaring. We're going to first start with this guy declaring a charge on both models. Since they're both models, they can both Overwatch, so they'll both Overwatch. Starting with this drone. No hits. This drone. 2 hits. 2 wounds. 2 4-up saves. Failed. 1, since it's only 1 and it's just for this phase, they're going to spend a command point to tactically reroll this one to get a pass to keep him alive. And now he's doing his charge distance. It's going to be 7. So 1 to go up, and then yeah, he's in. He's good. He's safe. He's got both of them. This guy's going to declare charge on this drone. Okay. He got it. This guy's declaring a charge on this drone. Ooh. About there. I mean, he had 3 inches to kind of go around, but he could just go there. Still be near the objective. Alright, Tao gets to shoot first. We'll start with this guy. He's going to put his rounds into this guy again. 2 shots, 5s to hit because this guy is obscured. 2 hits, 2s to wound. 1 wound, AP -4. Right, railguns are AP -4. Yes. D3 damage. That's cocked. 3 damage. He's probably dead now. There we go. Either way, he wasn't going to be shooting well. This guy is taking his 2 shots at that guy. He's out in the open for him, so... Oh, right, and... Well, omnispex couldn't have provided anything, but the comms is still adding 1 to his shot roll. So he's going to get 2s to hit. 1 hit. There's no re-rolls at this point for re-roll 1s, because that was last cantle. And now it's 3 to wound. That wounds, and it's at AP -1, so it becomes a 6-up save for this guy. Which he failed. They're not going to spend a command point to try to re-roll that, because they don't think it's going to work. Guy's out in the open, and he has 1 injury, so that becomes a 4, so that's out of action. Well, that's all shooting for Tau. So now we're just going to have him shoot into this guy. 2 shots, 3s to hit. 1 hit, 3 to wound. Wounds, 5-up save. They're going to spend a command point to try to re-roll that because they have command points. And this is the last bit of the shooting phase. He saved it. So, good spend of the command point. Okay, this guy has no line of sight whatsoever to him. And his only things in line of sight are melee. So, shooting, done. By everyone. Basically, that spending a command point prevented them from losing the ability to destroy this objective this turn, so that was super important for them. Okay, melee time. Starting with everyone who charged, so that's a lot of Mechanicus going. So let's start with this guy. He's got 2 attacks, and he's got an arc maul. He's actually going to go put... Since if you put... Well, this guy's technically within 1 inch of this guy, too. So this guy can continue fighting even if this guy kills this guy. So he's going to put 2 attacks on the guy who's already lost 1 wound. He's going to be 5s to hit because of his injury. Both hit. It's now going to be strength 5 because he has a power maul, or arc maul. And, yeah, just toughness 4. So that's actually going to be 3s to wound. So 2 wounds at AP -1. So 2 4-up saves for this guy. Failed them both. So he can't even spend a command point. He can't even spend the stratagem to do anything. So we actually go to an injury roll. Because he would rather not have to keep fighting this guy, and this is just for this phase, he's spending a command point to reroll this. He knows that means he can't spend any rerolls for any of the other fights, but this is the only time they suspect they're going to have an injury roll for this fight phase. And he actually gets it to kill this guy. So we could choose the next guy who charged. You can consolidate and get that little extra in. It's just a regular Skitari Ranger. So it's 4 to hit. So 1 attack, 4 to hit. Hey, he gets to reroll once. He doesn't even hit. Now we go on to these guys. We'll just do this guy, punching this guy. 1 attack, 4 to hit. Reroll ones. Hey, he hits. Strength 3 versus toughness 4, so 5 to wound. He actually wounds. But it's a gun drone with 4-up armor. Which it failed. Do they want to try to... Well, how many wounds does a gun drone have? 1 wound, so it would die. They'll spend their tactical reroll for this phase. didn't matter. So injury roll. 3. Flesh wound on the drone. This guy's actually going to put his attack on this drone now because it has a flesh wound on it. 4 to hit. Hits. 5 to wound. Oh my god, he wounds again. 4 up armor. It's probably going to make the... Another injury roll. 4. With that flesh wound and stuff, it is so dead. And now this guy attacked... Well, actually, 3-inch consolidation. Well, that was this guy. He can't consolidate. Since he did it, he's still stuck in melee with that guy. This guy punches him. 4 to hit. Reroll 1s because of their cantle. Wow. Oh my god, another hit. 5 to wound, though. Okay, finally. They almost murdered everything in melee by pure luck. And now we get some punching back from Tau. See if it happens, though. This stealth suit has 2 attacks. It's going to put it on the guy who has an injury. It's 5s to hit. Yep, no hits. Gun drone gets 1 attack. Just gonna put it on this guy, why not? 5 to hit. Doesn't hit. Alrighty. Morale phase. Mechanicus really doesn't change because the guy who's injured is now just dead. And this guy still can't fail his morale, so whatever. Tau, though. They have 5 dead. They're already in a break test. 8. Well, how much is a stealth suit's morale? In this case, because of their sept, it is 8. So they actually are not broken yet. And they have no flesh wounds, so they don't roll for anything. So they don't have to go to do some breaking stuff. But we could do objective destruction. Now, what I don't know is if they had to hold it for 2 objectives with the objective for 2 rounds with no one within 1 inch, because it's they hold this. If they kill the guy next turn, can they wipe it now or what? Or next round? I'm not sure. Either way, round 3. Command points. Tau is now at 2 because their leader was killed. And Mechanicus is at 3 because their leader is still alive. Oh, Mechanicus has the initiative, which is kind of crappy for these guys, but we'll see. And now, what are the cantles? 4 and 5. I think one of those makes them harder to shoot. Or harder to be shot at. I think that's 4, which is really helpful for these 2 guys down here. Oh, 4 is harder to shoot, and 5 is add 1 to strength, which is useful for these guys in strength. Okay, Mechanicus. They're actually going to ready up most people. These guys can shoot at the guy with a railgun if they need to. And anyone who falls back. This guy's readying. He's within 1 inch of the objective anyway. This guy's within 1 inch of the objective, it looks like, sort of. But either way, he's readying up. He's even got shots at this guy, so... Yeah, what the hell is Tau gonna do? Because again, the wording on the destroying the objective is... If any models from the same kill team, other than Shaken, are within 1 inch of the same data cache at the end of the battle round for 2 consecutive battle rounds, and there are no enemy models other than Shaken models within 1 inch of that data cache, then that kill team's player may choose to destroy the cache. Oh, it's at the end of the battle round if there's no other enemy within 1, but they've already had it for 2 consecutive They've been at the same data cache for 2 consecutive battle rounds. I don't know. I don't think the enemy model has to be not within 1 for 2 consecutive turns. That's what I'm going to interpret it as. Meaning if they back away from these objectives, Mechanicus might be able to destroy the objectives at the end of the next round. Unless they kill them. He's going to fall back since he has fly, so that way he can continue to shoot. Now that I recalled, if you fall back, well, even though you have fly, is it -1 to your shot rolls? I think I'm thinking of a different set of rules. Right, I'm thinking of like Space Marine Ultramarines where they can fall back and shoot into melee in the big 40k. I don't know if that's still the case because I haven't played a big game in a while. So, he fell back. The Pathfinder has actually an insane movement distance of 7 inches. He's actually getting in there to get blocked, but also to start shooting up some people since they think they might just shoot them off this objective. Alrighty. And they'll leave the drone there to prevent that. So Mechanicus gets to shoot now. Alright, he can still see this guy, but he moved perfectly to be obscured by him by both these models, so we'll just start with him because he's readied up. 2 shots, forced to hit because obscured. 2 hits anyway, 3s to wound, 2 wounds, 2 5-up saves for the Pathfinder. They passed one. They're going to spend a command point to reroll for one of these to get him to pass. They needed him to. These guys are going to get skipped because they have no targets. So now we go back. Now we can go to non-ready models. I'm just going to... They're like permanently skipped. Non-ready models. Could choose one of these guys. He's going to shoot at that guy as well because, well, he kind of needs to take out the guy. 2 shots, forced to hit because obscured. 2 6s. I'm trying to remember his weapon. It's the arc rifle. So it's going to be 2s to wound. Reroll that one. There we go. 2 wounds at AP -1. So 2 6-up saves for that Pathfinder. Now he is very much injured. And the injury roll says dead. So dead. And now the now the Stealth Battlesuit Shas'vre, it's got the problem of you probably can't completely wipe them off this objective anymore. Because it's only got 4 shots. It's going to put 1 here, 1 there, and 2 there. And it's going to be a mess, but it's its best. It's its only hope. 1 shot there, 3 to hit. Hits, 3 to wound. Wounds, 4 up armor. Failed. They're actually going to spend their command point to reroll that because as long as he passes, they're good. He passed, so they made sure to deny Tau the ability to wipe. So now this guy, 4 to hit. Reroll 1s because of Sept. It hits. 3s to wound. I'm just going to say that. Wounds. 4 up armor. Failed it. Injury roll. Actually kills the guy. Now the 2 shots on him. He's now out in the open. If he had killed this guy, it would have been 5s to hit. because of the shroud. But now it's 2 shots, 3s to hit. Both hit anyway, regardless of obscurity. 1 wound, 1 4-up save. Failed it. Injury roll. Killed. Holy shit. If they hadn't spent the command point to keep him going, they would have this stealth suit might have actually wiped everyone off that objective. And had a chance to take it, later. Now the phosphorus pistol shooting at him. Yeah, phosphor blast pistol. Still -1 from the stealth suit. -1 because he's injured, so 5 to hit. Doesn't hit. That's their shooting. Melee time. So this guy's going to punch. Yeah, we start with this guy. He's going to punch. 4 to hit. Hits. Oh, right. Their strength 5. This 5 adds 1 to the strength. So he's strength 4 now. So 4 to wound. Doesn't wound. They'll save their tactical reroll for the next guy to punch. Well, the drone's just going to punch the other guy. 5 to hit. Doesn't hit. This guy punching the drone. 4 to hit. Doesn't hit. Now they'll spend their command point to reroll. Hits. 4 to wound. Wounds. 4-up armor for the drone. Failed it. They'll spend their final command point to try to make sure this drone doesn't get wiped off the board. Oh! Injury roll. It's enough to kill it. Alright. Morale phase. Obviously, Tau has to do a break test. Still good. Tau doesn't care that it's got 1 guy left on the field. As soon as he takes a flesh wound or anything, he automatically breaks. But until then, he's okay. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're at 4 right now, so they don't even have to do a break test. But they do need to do a leadership check on him. A nerve check, 7. He is 7, so pass morale. The way I was reading it was that they could destroy the objectives now because they've held it for 2 consecutive... Yeah, they had more models than Tau on here, so they've technically held this objective for 2 turns. They were holding it. Except it does seem kind of strange do I need to make sure no one was within 1? Well, if it was to make sure no one within 1 for 2 turns, that is rough. This is hard to do even what they just did. So, I'm going to say destroyed. Hell, if I didn't say they destroyed it, these guys would have destroyed it next turn for sure. And then he maybe couldn't destroy it because this stealth suit would kill him. But that would be it. They would still be in the lead. So we're in round 4. And there's no way the Tau guy could then kill the guy and hold this for 2 turns to take it. You know what? Just in case I'm reading the rules wrong, I'll go this way. See if the rules should be this way. So now, command points. 1 for Tau, 3 for Adeptus Mechanicus. Initiative. 8 and 11, so Tau has got the initiative. Or the Canticles. 4 and 6, so Shrouded, and 6 I think is... Oh, 6 might be reroll shot rolls of 1. Yep, reroll 1's in the shooting phase. Yeah, that's the thing. Whoever this Tau guy decides to kill, either he can go up here and try to wipe them, which is dangerous because plasma. So... he's actually just going to ready up so he can shoot immediately. Now, Mechanicus, he's going to advance to be on top of the objective. And then, because now I'm still holding it, I don't know if, I don't even know if the same model has to hold it for 2 objectives. But either way, he's going to declare charge on that guy. So, Overwatch is the best option. Reroll 1s. Either way, 1 hit, 3 to wound. Hit wounds, 4 up armor. Made it. Charge distance. In. Destroying that guy's everything. And these guys are just going to stay there. So shooting pretty much means nothing. Now we just go into melee. This guy charged. He's got 2 attacks. It's going to be 5s to hit because of his injury. We'll spend a command point to reroll one of these because why not? Because if he got an actual hit, it would have been great. And now the Stealth Suit has 2 attacks back, 5s to hit, nothing. So melee is complete. Now we go on to morale, which Tau still has to do a break test. This time they're broken. We roll a nerve check for him. He passes. We still have to roll a morale check for this guy. They'll spend a command point to reroll that because they can. They should have spent a command point to just make him automatically pass, but oops, whatever. He's shaken. For sure they destroy this objective. No questions on that. This one is funky because I don't know if it's the same models. I think it's kind of how it's worded. I think it's the same models. So technically the timer just, started for this guy. In which case, no one can destroy it, but, there's basically no way Tau could destroy it by the end of turn 6. So we actually see if the game even ends. It continues. Do we really continue this? Sure, why not? Round 5. Let's see if Tau can kill some things. Okay, Tau does not have the initiative at all. Cantles. 3 and 5. Whatever. I can look it up quickly. They're all melee based. Alright, screw it. This guy's gonna declare charge. Just dropped my measuring tape. This guy's declaring a charge. He's locked in combat with this guy, so there's nothing he could do. It's not enough. Just barely enough to put him within 1 inch. And now no one can clear this objective quickly. Well, he'll hold it for turn 5, and then maybe at the end of turn 6 he'll be able to. It's kind of a large drop down. Like that. Weep. Alright, command points. Both go up by 1, so they're both at 2 now. Just because their leader is shaken and, well, Tau's leader is dead. Tau's movement phase, he can't move because this guy actually already got him into combat. I guess he could have technically fallen back. But if he fell back to avoid this guy's charge, he would have been in shooting like that. So he's fine with that because he doubts this guy's going to do anything. So fight phase, pile in. He gets all up in his business. Gets one attack. It's 4 to hit, but I get to reroll ones because of the cantles. It hits. I'm just going to verify some things. Yeah. And now the other cantle gives him +1 to his strength, so now strength 4 versus toughness 4, so 4 to wound. Fails to wound. Sure, he'll spend a command point on it. There's reroll. Doesn't do anything. Now, Tau, he's going to put 1 on there, so the 1 on the guy who's injured actually hits. Wounds. 4 up armor. Made it. And the 1 attack on this guy actually hits. I need to verify. I'm pretty sure it's strength. Yep, it's strength 4, so the 3 wounds. 4 up on that guy. Failed it. They've already spent their reroll for this phase. Sure, they'll spend 1 command point to reroll this because they have the command points to do it. Look at that. He killed the guy. You might as well spend it if you can kill. Now we go into morale phase. Oh, wait. He didn't kill the guy. His team is broken. He needed 6s to hit in melee. Well, they would spend... Well, that means they both didn't really spend... Well, Adeptus Mechanicus spent the command point to reroll their hit, so that stays. But his spending his command point to reroll the injury roll does not matter because he didn't even hit, so he couldn't spend it. But they would spend a command point to make this guy automatically pass his nerve check. They'll make... And Mechanicus will spend a point to make this guy pass his nerve check. They're holding the objective now. Then we roll to see if the game ends. It does not end. We go into round 6. Initiative. Mechanicus has the initiative. Again. Canticles. Those ones. Command points. Tau is now at 2. Mechanicus is at 2. He's actually going to declare charge on him. He could fall back 3 and it has to be away from him, so he had to go there, but then he's way more out in the open, so he really doesn't like that. So we'll just take... Oh, my. And we'll down this hill to there. Ooh. That's 6. That's 3. That's 1. And he is technically within 1. Holy shit, he made it. These guys will just kind of drop down there. So he made it in. I think 3 is add 1 to strength. So this is actually a good time to be in melee for Mechanicus. I'll verify. Nope, 3 is just reroll 1s for 5 phase. Still good. So if they add 1 strength, these guys would really pound on this Tau. Tau has nowhere really to go now because he can't fall back because he was charged. And he didn't want to fall back that way. Really, he wants to fall back this way, but there's nothing he could do. So shooting, I'm not going to shoot his pistol because I'm going to say he was charged. You know, this combat was charged into, so I'm not going to bother. Charged models go first, so he goes in, piles in. He's got his 1 attack. 4 to hit. Reroll 1s because of the cantle. Hits. 5 to wound. Doesn't wound. Now we can do this guy attacking because, you know, he's still got his 2 attacks. 2 attacks, 5s to hit because of his injury. Reroll 1s because of the cantle. Either way, 1 hits. It's +2 to his strength because of arc maul. So 3s to wound. He wounds. And now that's AP -1, so say failed it. He has command point, they'll spend it because they kind of... Alright, he failed it, but it's damage 1 anyway, so... Now he's going to punch back. He's just going to put both of them on this guy. Because he's 6s to hit now that he realizes that. He's still nothing. 1 attack from this guy. 4 to hit. Doesn't hit. End of turn. They finally destroy this objective without any question of how the rules are worded. They guaranteed destroyed it. Because honestly, they're still... I mean, he's the only morale check they have to roll. Which is... Well, actually... Because of this guy and the guy behind him, this is a pass, so he literally couldn't fail. And they would have spent a command point to make him pass his morale because they needed to. And that would have happened. And then, now the game ends because it's been 6 turns, and Mechanicus wins. I think this is one of the first times this list of Mechanicus wins pretty heavily. So that was pretty cool. I mean, I thought the holding the objectives a bit would make it actually harder for Mechanicus, but I guess they got some really good shots in. That was an interesting game. Burping. Have a fabulous day, everybody.